Hi everybody, I'm going to be talking to you guys about Anne Frank and the Holocaust. My name is Jadrian. Anne Frank was born in 1929 in Frankfurt, Germany. Her family was around Germany when Hitler became the new chancellor in 1933. Otto had business connections in the Netherlands, so that's where they fled. They decided that they were going to live with a Dutch family in the Netherlands. Her name was Miep Gies. Anne's Frank family was Midge was her sister, Edith was her mother, and Otto was her father. They all lived together with this family in the attic, and the family in the Netherlands used their rations to help take care of the Franks and protect them from being taken away to concentration camps that were being developed by the Gestapo, which was the German government. And the Gestapo ended up being placed above the law, and that happened in 1936. Over the years between 1933 and 1940, Jews were banned from doing a lot of things, including practicing medicine, and they weren't allowed to teach Germans. They weren't allowed to go to German Jew schools that were integrated. In 1939, they had to turn over all their gold and silver to the Germans and give it up for money. They weren't allowed to hold government jobs, and they had to wear yellow stars to distinguish them from the other citizens that were in Germany at the time, or in the Netherlands. In 1941, they were forced into labor, and in 1942, the deportation of Jews started happening to concentration camps such as Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen. Otto and their family were discovered in 1944, and they had to be sent to, Otto and his wife, Edith, were sent to Auschwitz, and Edith ended up dying there in 1945 in January before Britain liberated the camp in March. And she died of starvation. Otto survived, and Margot and her sister Anne both died of typhus in 1945 as well, in March, right before they were liberated. In 1943, the gas chambers were opened in Auschwitz, and in 1944, Normandy, D-Day, everybody was being taken care of and being liberated from these concentration camps. According to encyclopedia.org, Otto was the only survivor, and he decided he was going to get Anne Frank's diary published after he had been liberated from the camp. And then, according to Biography.com, typhus was, as I said, the killer of Margot and Anne in the camp Bergen-Belsen in 1945. Miep Gies actually was the one that saved Anne Frank's diary, and she took care of it, and it was left in one piece, and that's how Otto was able to publish it to the rest of the world. In her diary, she discusses different things that she saw and different things she discussed with Peter Van Pels, who ended up being one of her sexual interaction people, who she discusses in her diary as well. She discusses puberty and going through her adolescence, but she's also going through it in an attic, being separated from the rest of society and the rest of her age group, and having to be protected from other people because Miep Gies was risking her life to protect them and take care of them as a Dutch citizen. There's two different theories that describe the way that they were found. They were either found because the Gestapo was tipped off by a Dutch citizen, or they were discovered by accident when they had a raiding for rations that were being illegally used to take care of other citizens. In 1945, in April, Auschwitz was liberated, and the Nazis were taken care of, and all of the Jews were sent to their homeland, and they were released from the concentration camps. And that's the story of Anne Frank